with this piston movement that the engine can do mechanical work. Let's learn the different parts of steam locomotive boiler engine. These are fire hole, fire box, smoke box, blast pipe, superheater header, superheater element pipes, dome, regulator valve, safety valve, and chimney. Let's learn the working function of steam locomotive engine. The coal is burned on the grate inside the fire box. The hot gases are drawn through long tubes in the boiler to the smoke box, and then out of the locomotive from the chimney. The heat from the firebox heats up the water in the boiler. Water is also heated by the heat from the hot gases going through the long tubes. As water becomes hotter, it turns into saturated steam, which collects above the water. The regulator valve, which is situated in the dome. It controls the passage of the steam to the cylinders. The safety valves on top of the boiler release the steam if the pressure rises to a dangerous level. The saturated steam, which flows through the main steam pipe to the superheater header, and then it travels through superheater element pipes in the boiler, where it is heated up. After that, it will have become superheated steam. The extremely hot steam flows through the steam pipes to the cylinders, where the steam pressure the pistons, which move the wheels of the locomotive.
So you would have seen this video was very clear about the steam engine. So through the coal, they are generating the power, and smoke will go out in one way, and the stream will be rotate and through the drums, and they are properly using this stream energy, and through that the wheel was moving. So because of the wheel was moving, ultimately we are traveling from one place to another place. And this is how the system of steam engine was started to work. The moment people found that engines are moving and running, why not it is which is going to be happen for the machines. So slowly they are focusing on manufacturing of the small machinery, heavy machineries. Okay, let's move on to the subject. Just a minute. Okay. So last class also we spoke and discussed about scientists. By pressing the stopwatch, we will be note down the timing, and through that we are going to be recorded. Second one, material specification. So what kind of material we are using and what kind of method we are following. and how properly we are giving guidelines or coaching or training for the supervisors for effective focusing on workers' efficiency. And also we spoke about incentive pay system. So the best employee we are giving incentives by an appreciation. So you are working really good or damn well when compared to the other employees, so that we are giving additional benefit for you. Theory, I would like to continue for this class. Standardized product design. We required a product, and the product should be a standardized one, which is really going to be helpful for the people. Or this is going to be called as a basic version of the product design. Now, based on this, you can do any kind of innovation. But you may be good in English or you may good in Tamil, but you should not forget about the vowels, the fundamentals. And because of this only, you are continuously doing different sort of innovations. Like in the product also, we are going to see designs and you should not be overcome on that. Second one, which is going to talk about in the scientific management, is a massive way of production. Once upon a time, we need to spend time for manufacturing our, because of industrial revolution, by switching on one switch, thousands of products are coming in the same time. So mass production also has taken an innovative way of step for further development of this scientific management theory. And also in this scientific management theory is guiding us how to manufacturing the product with the lower cost. Because all the time we are talking about cost is an important element in the production department. Many times I spoke in the class also the context of, while you are spending huge quantity of amount on inventory, if you are not properly taking care of that, indirectly you are going to be lost your money or your investment. So we need to be very clearly to focusing on where we can try to minimize cost. For that, we can able to study the cost reduction theories, or you may approach by a latest theories where you can focusing on low cost and on-time delivery. Kaizen theory, JIT approach. These are very, very popular in cost minimization and on-time delivering of the products to the all the users. Fourth one is focusing on merchandise assembly lines. Mostly the companies will be manufacturing by the finished product and it will be delivered to the all the buyers. Sometimes what will happen, while they are manufacturing the product, by the manufacturing or the bike manufacturing. So one treadmill type one belt will be there, and that is going to move department to another department. add all the components. They will add all their components so that when it is going to reach to the last person, by the time we can see like a finished product of the car manufacturing. So these are all very important points where we can able to see in the manufacturing of the product. Because of this, what will happen ultimately, the people are going to be specialized in manufacturing of the particular car or the particular the job which was assigned to them. People are expert in fixing of the seat belt or bumper of the vehicle. So continuously you are giving same work to the particular employee. So automatically what will happen? He will be specialized in that area. That is going to be called as skill enhanced program. All the time employees will be very effective in their work. Specialization we are going to be see. Last point, this is also we have seen in the previous classes, which is going to be deal about interchangeable parts. So in the interchangeable parts, we are adding by byproducts for fulfillment of the use of the particular machinery or by the product. I have my laptop with me. This is enough. But even though I'm going to use that other products, which is going to be called as a interchangeable products, like some I don't have CD drive, so separately spare part is available outside in the market. I can able to buy it. Or my laptop, I would like to connect with the projector. Again, I should require VJ cable. Or because of some sort of problem, my system has to take external power from the outside or from the I hope now I'm audible to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
PPT also visible to you, right?
Sir, your image
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
no sound. Sir, slightly a
No,
little
sir.
blur, sir.
Just a minute. Thanks for calling me. I hope now it is visible.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, next I would like to talk about human relations and behaviorism. Very popularly, this we are going to call it as Hathron Studies Experiment. Because this experiment was done at the Chicago, in one factory. The factory was located at Hathron. The place name itself Hathron. So this Hathron place, there is a one company, and this company is very popular for manufacturing of the telephone bells. So nowadays we are having mobile different sort of ringtones. But if you see that landline will have bell sound. So this Hathron place, which is going to be really very popular in manufacturing of the telephone bells. So they are taking a research in the year of 1927 to 1932, almost 5 years. They have taken time to do the research on psychological and social factors will be affecting on the production. So before that, I would like to talk this one
Hello,
general question.
sir.
Oh, please tell me.
Sir, recording, sir, echo.
From my side, everything is good. Is it clear now?
Sir, it's clear only, sir.
Okay, fine. So only one request from my side, all of you please mute your audio and video so that it won't be happen. Okay. So general question. Now you are seeing MBA first semester online classes, second semester offline classes. Now you please tell me which is going to show you positive impact. Whether online classes are comfortable for you or offline classes are comfortable for you.
Offline class.
So somebody may say like offline classes are comfortable. Somebody may say like online classes are good for us. Somebody may say like online classes are good, but it should be required some sort of corrections. So they will give different suggestions for effectively to listen all the classes. Now, after completion of all these corrections, what will happen? Again, you will have online examination or offline examination. Once you cleared your semester, you will get your degree. Now, here also in this study, which is going to be focusing on in company, practically, all the laborers, all the employees, they were involved in manufacturing of the mobile bells, sorry, landline phone bells. So now the research is focusing on psychological and sociological factors will it able to affect on the production. For example, 100 people they are working in the company as a one group. Now we are going to see what is the output of the particular 100 employees. After that, what I have done is 50 employees one group, 50 employees one group. Now again, I'm going to observe what is the performance of the company or production of the company. Now again, what I done is 5 employees one group, 5 employees one group. Now I'm saying that what is the output of the production department. Lastly, what I done is every employee I was isolated, separated. Now I'm asking that show me your performance. Now here also the Hathron studies, they were done the researches on the employees. In offline, in your classwork, I have seen that 9:30 to 3 o'clock, you are having only half an hour break. Half an hour break. There is no any other break for you. Whereas earlier timetable, so before you joined here, this is once we have given 15 minutes break. So automatically what will happen? Students will refresh themselves. Even they are getting sleep also, they will go, they will have a tumbler of water, or they will go somewhere and they will come back, so that next 2 hours they will be fresh. Whereas in the hackathon studies, what they have done is every employee is working at the organization for 8 hours. In this 8 hours, they have provided tea break, snacks break, lunch break, again tea break, snacks break, and they will go home. So because of this regular intervals, what happened? The production was increased. The production was increased. Now again, what they have done is, without any interval, again they are observing the performance of the employee. Second one is, which is going to be focusing on lighting experiment. 100 employees, they are working in one place, and they have observed that by providing 100 lights, same production output has come. Now they are providing 70 lights only. Light means, in the classroom or in the houses, we are having the big lights, right? Because in the companies, they are working in 24/7 sometime, which is going to be in a closed area. So earlier 100 lights, next 70 lights, 50 lights, production was not at all decreased. Now here they observed that people are focusing about their work. People are happy with working with the co-worker. So if you minimize light expenses, it will not show any impact on the production. This is they have done, they have been identified. And also they are trying to decrease the most of the lights. In one particular stage, the production again, which is going to be come down. Now they are observing that this is the minimum lighting facilities we need to provide at the organization. If not, then definitely the production which is going to be decreased. Now I'm giving you example as 100 employees in the company, but actually they have taken for the survey is 20,000 employees. 20,000 employees, they have observed physically, psychologically, and the organizational facilities they have been provided. And by seeing all these things, what is the performance of the each and every employee, they have been noted down, and finally they have come up with the conclusion of that people are required food, shelter, cloth, and society groups should be required. If there is a group involvement, then definitely you can see high rate of production. So they observed that from the workforce, each and everybody, or the managers, or by the supervisors, or by the employees, if they are working together, production will increase. This is the output they have been identified after conducting the research on 20,000 labor and employees at the hackathon place. And this study was till the date which is going to be valid one. Second, next one is which is going to be focusing on operations research. We have seen Second World War fight, which is completely involved Germany, Italy, and Japan. And Japan was fully destroyed because of the unreactor. Hiroshima and Nagasaki was full and full destroyed. Even if you want to do any cultivation, you cannot able to see any crop for the next 100 years. That is the situation over there. Now what we supposed to do, what kind of business or the companies we need to run at the Japan. So they identified that if it is not possible for the agriculture crop, then we need to focusing on what is the next best business, industry sector or anything else. And especially in the point of Second World War period, the countries were required too much of amount to spend on war. As we are seeing every year, the central government is proposing 1,50,000 lakhs crores of budget, and we are proudly clapping that this is the highest budget for this year. So when the war comes between India versus China or India versus Pakistan, now what central government will do, they will cancel all the budget amount what we have been allotted for the education sector, industry sector or farmers or whoever it is. The entire fund they are going to be cancelled, and all this fund they will transfer to defense only. Because first we should be alive and then only we are going to think about other aspects. So during the war time also, in the operation research, they are identified the war is over, whether you won or you lost. Now again you need to focus about your country development. Now which sector you will give first priority for the development? That is an important. So what governments will do, they will give immediate priority for to generate or to stabilize about your particular country economy. Second thing is they will think about there is no any sort of shortage of basic food facilities. Everybody should require food. Especially in India, we are going to eat when compared to wheat, rice is going to be more preferable. Of course, in north side, they would like to require wheat. So government also will think whoever required wheat or rice, and accordingly that they will try to provide the basic facilities, and immediately they want to stabilize by the Indian economy. So these are the points will be required for your immediate development. Some companies, what they will do, they will focus about immediate development of the industrial sector. Because of industrial sector was developed, you are going to export your goods. You will get foreign currency. You are going to buy the food from some other countries. You are going to import it. In that way also they will be thinking. So operation research also one of the important point for where we can see the furthermore development of the country. And the last one, which is going to be focusing on computer revolution. So in the computer revolution is present trend. Without a computer, without tab or without a mobile phones, we cannot able to sustain for the present scenario. If you see each and every company also, they are going to have different kinds of their own softwares for development of their businesses. As you know about ERP, enterprise resource planning, there is a centralized system. For example, we are having multiple departments at the company in the name of marketing, HR, production, finance, and etc. So they will be entering into the computer, and this data will be saving in the main server. If in case I'm working in sales and marketing department, if I require any HR department information or finance department information, I will just take permission from them and I will get the information from the ERP software. So that kind of consolidated structure we are going to be have to gather the information. But earlier, which is not to be like that. They will send the information to the head office. Head office is somewhere Delhi or somewhere in Mumbai. So we need to send the letters. They will give the permission, and then only we will go to particular state or particular head office for gathering of the information. Now everything is fraction of seconds. We are simply sending the mail, and they will receive the mail by within a minute. They will give the reply to us. Okay, you granted, you can able to access. So within 2-3 minutes, we are going to access by the any department information by having the ERP. Even if the person was a managing director or a top level executive, if he want to know about each and every department performance, there is no need to call about each and every one for the meeting, because the entire data or the performance or the status of the work I can able to see it from the software only, a software which is going to managed by the companies in the name of ERP. So through that I can able to see. Even nowadays we are going to see like e-businesses. Many online trading companies or FMCG companies are delivering the products by giving the tracking number. And even the company management also, if they want to see about the performance, how many orders we have received for today and how many deliveries we are having for the day. So they will be easy to count down, and based on that, the company management will tell us per day we are receiving 1,50,000 orders. I would like to give one example. Yesterday, what it was happened. IBM company, they were called for BCA, BTech, and MCA students for a placement. IBM company. So I'm also working in placement team. So I received that communication yesterday morning 10 o'clock or something. Yesterday 10 o'clock I received the communication, and 3 o'clock I informed to the students. 4:30, yeah, 4:30 time I received a communication from the students which is stating like there is an error, sir. We are unable to enter inside. Then same information I forwarded to the main placement department. Now what placement department was given the reply is, they spoke to the company HR, IBM HR, and they have given reply like within 1 hour they received 1 lakh applications. Within 1 hour, 1 lakh applications they have received. When they received the applications, immediately they stopped it for other students, and they have given reply like the next quota will be within these 2 months. What they will do again, they will scrutinize all these listed people will call for the interview and select process, everything will be happen. So we need to know and we need to see about all hello, hello, Priya.
Yes, sir, we are able to hear you.
Okay, okay, Priya, okay. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. PPT also visible to you, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, thank you. So within 1 hour, what else we will call for the after 2 months. So what I would like to tell you is, earlier the situation was different. different, and the present scenario was by sending the link within 1 hour or 2 hours, they are getting pooled of application because of the computer revolution. Now we are using an advanced today's factors affecting on operational management. How this operational management will affect? First one, the global competition. Now every company, what they want to do is they want to become number one. Yesterday also I have seen Asia richest person, Mukesh Ambani. His asset value is more than 5.6 lakhs crores. 5.6 lakhs crores. Asia richest person. Second place goes to, I think, someone from China. So what the businessman or the business people will think like, with the help of their production or with the help of their turnover or with the help of their business expansion, they want to become the world number one or the country's number one. So for that, the operation management will be taking that an important lead. Even you are doing many other businesses also, but people will have high rate of impact on your products only. Quality, customer services, and the challenges. Everybody will use products, but what about the quality you are maintaining? What kind of services you are giving, and what kind of cost reduction techniques you are following when compared to your competitors? Product is good, but you are not compromising about the cost. If you are not compromising about your cost, then ultimately prices will increase. If the prices increases, nobody will not show interest to buy your products. So what we supposed to do, being a production department, is we need to be have a qualitative products, and then and there immediately we are trying to provide the best services for the people, and we are facing different sort of challenges which is going to be on cost related. You need to see about competitor strategy. So what price, what quality, what standards which is given by the other competitors, and based on that you can also follow by the same strategy. I can give an example like a TV channel. So we are you would like to give an advertisement in one particular TV channel. So which channel you will be select? In what base you would like to give your TV advertisement in one particular channel? What you will do? Any guesses? If you want to give any TV advertisement, which channel you are going to be select, and why you are selecting? Gokul Krish? Anybody? Okay, if you don't know also, no problem. You just tell me, am I audible to you at least?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how you will select one TV channel for giving your advertisement? You will be seeing that the TRP rate, which channel highest rate of people are watching advertising. For example, I'm going to start a new TV channel. So what I will do, the top rated channel, who who is getting highest TRP. So in a 24 hours, I will watch their schedule for the week. And based on that, I'm also will prepare my program schedule. So morning 6 o'clock, what they are screening, whether related to the spirituality, they are screening any shows, or 6 o'clock, which is going to be very popular about the newses or songs or movies are starting at 6 o'clock. So I'm going to prepare their schedule, and based on that, I will also follow by the same strategy. Or some people, what they will do, they will, if he finds that there is some sort of modification or changes are to be required, then immediately they will do all these changes, and ultimately which is going to be success of his channel. So quality which is going to be determined in different rapid expansion of advanced technologies. Nowadays also we are seeing technologically many countries were so advanced, and recently also we have seen China and US, they were fought like layouts on the moon, and they are selling as a plats. So many other countries also, they are trying to reach the moon and they want to capture the moon. So how we are reaching the moon? Because of we are having an advanced technology of the rackets, and we able to sustain over there, and by they are wearing a technicality of dresses, and they are living there, they are getting sand, they are getting water on the moon, and they are testing on that. So in that level, our technology was updated, and rapid expansion of was allotted 40,000 crores for buying of choppers, which is really value addition for the Indian Army, because they want to make it very strong in defense sector. Next one, continued growth of the service sector. Even present government also we are seeing continuously they are focusing about service sector renovation. Once upon a time, the banking sector was not in that much developed. But in the current scenario, we are going to see mobile banking, net banking, neo banking. Online, you request for the loans. There are many websites, bankbazaar.com. You can register yourself, your personal details, you can give it to them, and they will contact you if you require any loan, interest rate, everything they will explain you, and based on that, if you require any loan, and they will get documents from you, and they will process everything. So there is a rapid growth of this service sector in many areas. Even we can see another era, like a Ola cab is a service sector, Swiggy and Zomato like that also we can call a service sector. Online booking and delivering of the products is a service sector. Logistics and supply chain also to be come to the service sector. So there is a huge scope for the future also for the greater expansion of these service sectors. Next, scarcity of operations resources. Nowadays we are seeing certain resources are we are having a scarcity, not available. So due to that, what it is happening is we are unable to produce all the products by on time. and many other practical problems also coming. If we have a full-fledged operational resources, demand will be there in the market, but operational resources are also available, but operational resources used level we don't have technology. We are also having so much of natural reserves like crude oil and bauxites, other reserves. But we don't have technology to bring out in that level. Still the date we are following and using of the old and traditional methods. And how far these methods or techniques will be helpful for us, and that we need to be see and check it. Next one is social responsibility issue. How many of you will feel that operations management is really our responsibility? Because of depending on production, operation, and industrial sector, many of the people they are getting jobs. They are getting the jobs and they are not taking that as a serious one. And because of that, what it is going to be happened is many companies are going to be privatized. And recently, I have seen that the BJP government was going to sell one steel plant which is located at Andhra Pradesh, Visakhapatnam. The company called as Visakha Steel. So Visakha Steel, the land and the plant worth is more than 1 lakh crores. So this 1 lakh crore worth of factory, they are going to sell to the POSCO company, because the government was saying like the employees are the factory was continuously getting loss. Even there is a huge demand of steel, iron, hook, but we don't have proper development and maintenance of these businesses. So everyone is about this sector. So that is also one of the bold decisions which was taken by the Modi government. Now, next I would like to talk about operational objectives. So before I would like to talk about the operational objectives, I would like to screen a video on operational management. So this is a lecture which was given by one IIT professor. Now we'll see what is there in his presentation. Just a minute.
Sir. Yeah.
Guys, just a minute. There is some problem here.
Double.
Actually, I'm sharing that video, but I don't know what is this happened.
Sir, the echo is coming from your side only, sir.
The problem is this one Wi-Fi. I used to plan only, but this time plan was not available. Just now I started to share a screen, but still it is buffering. Can you find any other screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Our course on operations management. In our session 1, we have covered the overall picture of the course. We have covered the overall course contents that we are going to cover in this course. And we have seen that the course is divided into 12 weeks. It is a 30-hour course in which we have 12 weeks of discussion, each discussion of 2.5 hours each, and further subdivided into half-hour units. So in every week you will get 5 units of half an hour each. So a weekly content will be of 2.5 hours, and for 12 weeks we'll be releasing a 2.5 hours content every week, so that the total course duration will be 30 hours of overall discussion. Now we have seen that the title of the course is operations management.
Yeah, a little bit.
Sorry, guys. I hope now it will. Now it has been joined.
Being served and our requirement is being met by the personnel who's sitting on a specific counter, so that also we can call as operation. So those operations are service sector operations. Similarly, many times we go and we get a boarding pass from the airport, so that also is an operation. We are issuing a request and we are getting served and we are getting the output in the form of a boarding pass. So there are number of examples of operations, but when we talk about operations on the shop floor or operations in the manufacturing industry, we have a slightly different, you can say, understanding. Our inputs are also tangible, our outputs are also tangible. Now what can be the inputs in case of manufacturing? So the inputs are maybe men, material, equipment, machines, money. So we have a tangible input which undergoes a transformation. Please remember the word transformation. So there are certain inputs which are transformed into a tangible output. For example, the shirt I am wearing. This shirt, the input may be a cloth. The transformation is the stitching and the outcome is the shirt that I have bought from the market. So whenever we talk of manufacturing, our operations means that we supply the raw material, it undergoes certain transformations and finally we get our output. Now operations, if we are able to understand, management means that we have to optimally utilize the resources in order to achieve our overall objective. What is the overall objective? The overall objective can be to convert these raw materials or raw inputs into the final outputs effectively as well as efficiently. We want that our processes or operations must be effective, they must be efficient. So managing that operation is the basic concept of operations management. So first word is operations, that is the process of converting the raw material into the final product. And management is the act of exercising, the act of conducting controlling or directing in order to achieve the objective of converting the raw materials into the final product. So we will try to understand the basic concept of operations management, but before going to that, let me draw a very simple diagram of what I have already explained. So you can see basically this can be our transformation, and then we have certain inputs. Just to name a few inputs, we can have material, we can have man as an input, we can have machine as an input, and then there is transformation. Now transformation can be mechanical transformation, it can be chemical processing, it can be any form of transformation. As I have told, my shirt has been stitched, so stitching is a process of transformation. Suppose we are doing a turning operation, we are cutting the metal, so cutting can be the process of transformation. So here we have transformation. So we have transformation here, and finally we have our output. Output can be desirable or this can be defects. So we can have a desirable output or we can have a defective output. Now the operations basically is the conversion of these raw materials using any form of transformation and getting the output. Output can be a desirable output or it can be a defective output. Now this is the basic concept of operations. Now coming on to the management, now management has to take certain decisions. Now what are the decisions? First thing is, what has to be the output? That is what the company must produce, or whatever the company or the organization, whatever it is producing, is it being asked or is there demand of that material or product in the market or not? So what has to be produced is one question that is related to the product or the output the company is producing or manufacturing. Second is how much. So first question I write here is what the company must produce, then how much, so these questions have to be answered. That then there is another question, when. So we have to find answers to all these questions. Then from the left hand side we can say who is going to produce, what is going to be produced, how much is going to be produced, when it is going to be produced. So there can be many other such questions that may come to a mind of a production manager. And in operations management we try to figure out that how we can manage these answers or how we can manage the answers to these questions. There can be other issues. Maybe this diagram gives a very good picture of what we are going to cover in this course. We need to manage the materials. When we should order, how much we should order, what type of materials we should order. So opens up a completely new domain of inventory and materials management. There are latest trends in materials management like materials requirement planning, MRP, and we have to understand these concepts in today's scenario. No company can survive without understanding or without utilizing the latest trends being followed in industry or latest trends being followed in manufacturing industry. So we need to find out answers in terms of what to be produced, that is the product, how much to be produced, that is sales forecasting, when it has to be produced, scheduling. Regarding materials, we have to take a decision that how much material is required, what is the economic order quantity, what is the how to classify the materials, when we should order the material. So managing all this overall, we can say, operations comes under the broad umbrella of operations management, and that is what we are going to cover in this course. The title of today's session is operations management, and the objectives of operations management. So I think I have tried to give you an overview of what we can expect in this course. So what we are trying to basically understand is what has to be produced. We have a complete session on product design and development. We will see the product life cycle there. We will try to understand that how the product needs to be revisited, or how the product needs to be redesigned in order to be effective in the market, or in order for the company to sustain in the market. Many times it may happen that when we understand the product life cycle, we know that after a particular duration of time, the product sales have to go down, or the product demand will decrease. So we forecast that, and we try to come up with a redesigned product, a reinvented product, a modified product, so that the product is able to capture new markets. So we will try to understand the product life cycle. We will try to understand the concepts of value engineering. We will try to understand the design for manufacturing, design for assembly. We will try to understand the ergonomic design of a product. We will try to understand finally the rapid prototyping, how to make a prototype quickly. So we will try to answer this question, what the company must produce in order to be successful. Then we will try to answer the question, how much. How means that how much are the sales required, or what is the volume of sales that you are foreseeing. So we will have a complete session on sales forecasting. We will try to answer the question, how much. We will see the qualitative methods of forecasting. We will try to understand the quantitative methods of forecasting. We will see the simple average, moving average method, weighted moving average method. Also we will cover the exponential smoothing method. So we will try to answer what to be produced, how much to be produced, when it should be produced, how to plan, how to schedule. We will have a session, a complete maybe 1 week discussion on the project networks. We will try to understand the critical path method. We will try to understand the PERT method. So we will see when. Regarding scheduling, we will see what, we will see how much. We will also try to understand the management of materials, or materials management. We will try to understand how much materials have to be ordered, what is the economic order quantity, and what are the activities to the actual processes, that how the process operates. But we will try to understand that how, what is the capacity with that we the company possess. Try to understand from the transformation point of view. So overall we will try to cover the management aspects of transformation materials into the final product. So that will be the overall, you can say, objective of our, you can say, put it into a presentation form also for all of you to understand and use it as a ready reference. So quickly I'll try to go through the presentation and try to explain what has not been covered with the help of this diagram. So you can see this is the basic definition of operations management. The business function responsible for planning, coordinating and controlling the resources. Now what are the resources? On your black whiteboard you can see that the resources can be man, material, machines or other infrastructural resources needed to produce products and services for the products that we are producing. So the operations management is dealing with, you can see, three important words: planning, coordinating and controlling. So we have to see how we have to judiciously, effectively, efficiently use our resources so that our desired output is produced in the most cost-effective manner. And that overall, you can say, managing or planning of those operations will fall under the overall umbrella of operations management. Then operations management we can also understand as the systematic quality product, that is basically we can following so we systematic direction and of the entire range of check on what is actually happening. If whatever is actually being recorded is as per the plan, then we need not do any, you can say, corrective actions. But if we have planned something, for example, there is a forecast of 400 cars to be sold in 1 week, maybe next week. We have to produce these 400 cars in the current week so that by next week our 400 cars are ready. But after fourth day, on Thursday, we see that we have only produced 200 cars. So we are at 50%, you can say, target, and we have to further make 200 cars, but the days left are only 3, that is Friday, Saturday and Sunday. So if we divide 400 by 7, so we get that approximately we should make maybe 57 or 58 cars per day. But after 4 days we are lacking maybe by some numbers. So we have to see that how to speed up, how to manage, so that we are able to meet the target. So our control is that we have checked after fourth day that what is the actual progress, that is 200 cars. What was the planned progress, by how much cars we must have produced by the end of fourth day, what is the difference and how we can make up that difference, what corrective action is required. That is basically one example of control. Then we can evaluate at a later stage that why we were not able to meet the target, what what were the problem areas, how we can overcome those problem areas. Then we can send a feedback to our inputs, and then we can correct our inputs so that we are able to meet the target in future. So it is not only the process of planning, it is also the process of checking and controlling, as well as at the later stage evaluating our performance. We can benchmark our performance as compared to the performance of the other competitive companies or the organizations. So we will be able to appreciate the course if we are able to understand and highlight that why we are discussing this course. Now this course is important because it gives an overall picture of managing the operations. So definition once again must be clear in everybody's mind, that it is a systematic direction, control and evaluation of the entire range of processes that transform inputs into finished goods or services. So it is not only related to manufacturing industry, but can also be used by the service sector or the hospitality industry also. As we have seen in the first session, that what are the course contents, there we have seen that it is not only the hardcore shop floor activities only. Overall picture we have to take into account. We have to take into account the environmental factors such as cultural, political and market influences, which are not internal but external factors. Now internal factors can be the factors within the organization that are influencing our decision making. External factors are like political, market and economic factors, financial factors, cultural factors, which are going to influence our decisions. Similarly, inputs can be, as we have seen here, I have drawn a diagram. There are other inputs also: human resources, capital, that is financial, you can say aspect, materials, land, energy, information, customer. So we have a wide range of inputs. Then the outputs can be goods or services and waste. So I have already depicted output can be desirable, it can be defective output also. Then customer contact. Customers can actively participate in transformation processes, self-service in case of hospitality. Performance feedback, repair records, customer comments. So feedback can be sent, as I have told, that if we are producing a defective item, or we have sold an item in the market or sold a product in the market, and there are few defects related to the product being reported by the customer, we can definitely send a feedback and try to change the inputs or change the transformation process so that the defective or the defects can be rectified. So this is just an overall picture of operations management. Now it refers to the management of the production system that transforms inputs into finished goods and services. Some of you may be wondering why same sentences are coming into picture. The importance has to be highlighted number of times so that it gets ingrained into your thinking power or thinking process. You may be easily able to answer. The sentence gives the same meaning that was given in the previous slide also, but this is to reiterate the definition so that all the learners can remember, because the first question can be, you have completed the course on operations management, how do you define operations management? So you are able to give a single sentence definition of operations management. Now production system is a word which has come in the definition. What is a production system? I have already drawn the production system there. The way a firm acquires the inputs and then converts and disposes the output. So this is the, you can say, production system. There are inputs, there is a transformation, and there are outputs. Then operations manager, the people who are responsible for the transformation process from inputs to outputs. Again the same, as you on your screen you can see that production system, how it looks like. There is a demand, information, then there are raw materials and parts and resources, and finally we get the product. So we have to take a call. Here you can see that what has to be produced and how much has to be produced. These two will send an input here, and that input will be then transformed into the output. That number is very, very important, because once you have that number, your transformation, all the other decisions will depend on that. We will cover that when we will come to our session on sales forecasting. We will try to understand that once we have a forecast ready with us, once we know the forecast, we know, as I have taken an example, that 400 cars have to be produced in the next week. That is a forecast. That forecast is available, then how that forecast is going to affect our decisions, decisions related to material, decisions related to men, decisions related to infrastructure, decisions related to the time or the schedule. We will try to understand that in our course or in our week on sales forecasting, or during our discussion on sales forecasting. So the input, the demand information data that is given here, you can say, will come from the sales forecasting, and once we have that data, it will be an input into the system, and it will guide the system in such a way that the demand is met when the product is required in the market. Now the source is given here. This
Okay, guys, that's all for the day. He's also explained very briefly about what are the objectives we are having based on the services, based on the utilization, and the operational management, where it has been taking that vital role for the development of the whole industry. Okay, next class will continue that, some more points in operational management objectives. Okay, guys.